Hi there, welcome to She's Got It. Let me show you around. You're coming into our wall of fame. We've got a lot of exclamations around because that's our kind of brand, is the She's Got It with the exclamation at the end. So you'll see lots of big exclamations on the wall, meant to provoke some thought. Don't know if it does, but it's meant to. We've also got our sort of images of events that we've done. So for example, the Edinburgh Christmas programme, the launch of a bridge in Stockton, and this was front page of The Guardian. Oh, there's one there of me with the Prime Minister at number 10. That one gets shouted about. We've even got an exclamation mark in the loo, so you can think when you're on the loo. The business has been growing now for 9 years, and I say been growing because we continue to grow. When we started at the kitchen table and the garage and all of that, I never ever saw this. It wasn't, I hadn't done a business plan. I hadn't done, the sort of the research and the thought. I just went with my kind of gut instincts. Back then it was quite lonely when I was in business at home. Not lonely because I was at home, but lonely because I didn't have anybody to work with. And when my mum came, it still didn't feel quite right to throw everything at my mum, because in between sort of doing the accounts, mum was putting the washing on. It was that kind of thing. And I think once we actually took the step of employing external staff, that made a big difference to me. 2007 was the year of change for us. We won that long-term big contract. We outgrew our offices quite quickly, but had to stay there till the end of the lease. So we've recently moved last year into newer offices, which is just fantastic. And it just meant that we had to be very, very quick on our feet. And everything kind of was back to front. So finally, at the beginning of last year, I took time out to write a business plan, which I hadn't done since the business started, which is pretty shocking that we're 9 years old. And it was actually a really, really exciting and quite a sort of thought-provoking process. And that's given us the next platform for growth. Right, I'll take you into the main office and let you meet the team. Meeting you when you come in, we've got our awards on the wall. So we did best event in Durham, that was with the Culture Awards. And in 2009, I won Entrepreneur of the Year for the North East Chamber of Commerce. And these are the actual awards themselves. The actual Small Business of the Year award that we won for the region. I'm going to switch the light on this one because this is quite snazzy. There we go, oh what a difference. That's the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2007. If you look at the brand over there, the She's Got It logo, that's got the big exclamation mark. And there's one at each desk station to make them think more. We've got Georgia actually off on holiday at the moment, so she's not in at the moment. But we've got Lucy, who's one of our event managers. We've got Ken. Ken's responsible for all the creative photograph frames and all the creativity in the office. That's Ken. Ken's it. Ta-da! And we've also got Jackie, who is our senior event manager, and she looks after the event management team. In 2007, when towards the end of 2007, we kind of reached real dizzy heights in the business. We'd won the Edinburgh contract, I'd won the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year award. It was absolutely, things were just amazing, and I just felt like we'd kind of arrived. And that feeling was very quickly taken away with my diagnosis of breast cancer. And it's like glass half full, glass half empty. It couldn't have happened at a worse time, but maybe it couldn't have happened at a better time. And it took me a while to come to terms with the fact that it couldn't have happened at a better time, because the team was so great. It was comforting because I think had that happened if I was running the business at home on my own, I couldn't have sustained the business. It obviously was just an unbelievable 6 months. You don't know how you're going to get through it. You don't plan to get through it. You just get through it day by day, and it was down to the support of the people around me at home. I've got a really supportive family, and down to the support of the people here that got us through it. And oddly enough, the business kind of grew through that period. It made a big difference to how I work. I used to work really, really silly long hours. I'm far more pragmatic and just sort of don't get hung up about the little things that I used to, and I've just got to start building some strength for the future. This is coming through to the brains of the office. This is where I am and my general manager Steph is. That's the creativity, this is the brains. I don't think they heard me say that. This is my office. And for some reason, when I was off, they got all the pictures in, we got all the picture boards, and they decided that it would be appropriate to put a picture of 4 bare-legged women, gorgeous women next to me. So that's going somewhere else. This was made for me by my husband when I moved into my first office. This was actually a horseshoe from Red Rum, and he made this for me, and it was all about success. So he put a piece of my essay in there, and a piece from Walt Disney and a piece from Emerson, and gave me that as a present when I moved into my first office. This is why I like my office. Not bad to be able to come out here for a bit of thought and a bit of calm. That there, we call it the Teletubby Mound. It was made to put a little pond in, but then for health and safety reasons they couldn't do the pond, so it just remained. Health and safety gone mad. I build a very, I do have a very open culture in the business. Certainly, there's nothing that I don't share with the staff, the highs and the lows. It's very much a kind of spontaneous culture that we have, but also a reward culture, and it's not just financial reward. And I think that my staff are the most important part of my business. You know, I could not come into work and this business would still work, and it would still work beautifully because my staff are so good. One of the things that I wanted to do as a result of my breast cancer was I desperately wanted to initiate and support some breast cancer charity. And so we're doing a whole range of breast cancer fundraising events. And as a result of that, we were approached by another charity to see whether we would help them. And that was the Tilly charity. Tilly's a little girl who lost her hands to meningitis, and they were raising money to sort of get more hands. She brought Tilly into the office and we just instantly fell in love with Tilly. I mean, I don't think you can help but fall in love with Tilly. She's so beautiful. So we worked with her mum to try and raise some money to get her some new hands, and we did that for a couple of years and raised an awful lot of money for them, so it was fantastic. The offices are built in the grounds of the Lambton Castle estate, and the Lambton Castle estate, for those of you that are my age and probably older, you'll remember that there used to be something called the Lambton Lion Park here, and that was a safari park where you could drive around and the monkeys would pull all your windscreen wipers out and things like that. And there was a kind of legend that they've cleared all the animals out, but they couldn't find one of the lions. We haven't seen him yet, but I'm going to take you into Steph's office. Right, this is Steph, our general manager, but she has the token lion. That's the token lion to the Lambton Lion. But you know, I said that one of us likes strategy and the other doesn't. I don't like the strategy. Steph loves strategy. You do have a mug, but I don't know where it is. It says, I love spreadsheets, because she does. Into the boardroom. Again, very much keeping with our blue and purple theme, even down to a purple clock. Pictures featuring different things that we've done. So a big charity ball that we did is a lovely picture there. I think I have to point out the champagne, because that was drunk by us. on our 5th birthday, we had a big party and the bar owner said, oh look, do you want a giant bottle? It's called an Ebenezer. I won't tell you how much it cost because it was quite expensive, but it was 120 glasses of champagne, and it took 3 of us to get the cork out. Right, now you've seen the office, come on, I'll show you the castle. This is the absolutely fabulous Lambton Castle. Our officers are part of the Lambton Castle estate and they're in the throes of developing this with a view to sort of having it as a very high-end venue. What an amazing, amazing place. I never saw this, never ever saw this. This is, you know, I started out because it fit my lifestyle at the time. I had children, you know, young children. I wanted to be there when we came from school, so it was great to be working from home. I never ever saw this, but now I've got it, I'm hungry for more. I believe that you have to trust your instincts. Everybody has gut instincts and we all know when something feels wrong or right. And if it doesn't feel right and if you don't feel passionate about it, don't do it. Surround yourself by like-minded people and ask for help. And I absolutely, I love every day. Love every day of what I do. And I'm so delighted that I can come to work and direct a business the way that I want it to be, and that I'm surrounded by the most amazing people that I can work with and love working with.